I started selling digital products on Etsy just over 2.5 years ago. 4 months after starting my Etsy shop, I scaled it to consistently earn 4 figures a month, all while only putting in about 5 to 10 hours of work per week on my shop. Since then, I've basically been living rent-free since the passive income from my digital products has covered my major living expenses. Thanks to this passive income stream, I was able to quit my full-time job to focus on scaling my online business and building true wealth. In this video, I want to walk you through my exact strategy. That way you can start your own successful Etsy shop selling digital products. So first, I'll lay out the strategy that I use to start and grow my shop. Then I'll answer some frequently asked questions that I've seen in my comments about Etsy and digital products. In an effort to keep this video as concise as possible, I'm going to try my best to keep my explanations and answers short, simple, and beginner friendly. So throughout this video, I'll be dropping links to more thorough step-by-step tutorials if you need them. As with all my videos, I'll leave the timestamps in the description box below. So if you're looking for an answer to a specific question, feel free to skip ahead. But I'll be dropping tons of free game in this video. I literally never gatekeep anything on this channel. So if you want to make sure that you're not missing any valuable information, I definitely recommend getting cozy, maybe grabbing a pen and paper so you can take some notes, and watching this video from start to finish. All right, now first up, let's just get right into the strategy that I use to start and grow my Etsy shop. It's really pretty simple. So first things first, if you want to make money on Etsy selling digital products, you need to make sure that you're treating your shop like a business. This doesn't mean that you have to spend 40 hours a week working on your shop, but it does mean that you need to have a strategic plan to get started. Fundamentally, doing this really comes down to 2 things. The first is making sure that you're creating in-demand products that people actually want to buy. And the second is setting up your Etsy shop for success by using the Etsy algorithm to your advantage. So let's talk about number 1, creating in-demand products. First things first, you need to make sure that you're operating with the mindset that you're actually not creating digital products, but instead you're creating digital tools. These digital tools should be useful and they should help your customers make their lives easier in some way. If your digital product doesn't solve a specific problem for your customer, or if it requires you to convince people to buy it, then you're gonna have a difficult time getting sales. You don't have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to finding and creating digital products that are in high demand. There are tons of resources out there. I've got free step-by-step videos on my channel where I show you how to do the behind-the-scenes research to essentially hack the Etsy algorithm and find the most profitable, high-demand, low-competition digital products. There are also different Etsy seller tools that you can use if you want to do the research process on your own, and I'll make sure to link the ones that I use in the description box below this video. Later on in this video, I'll show you some examples of different types of digital products that are in high demand and that are super profitable, and I'll show you how much passive income they're generating on a monthly basis, so make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video if you want to see those product examples. All right, moving on to part 2 of my Etsy shop success strategy, understanding the Etsy algorithm and using it to your advantage. The Etsy algorithm is designed to show the best and most relevant products to the customers who are most likely to purchase them. Etsy uses multiple different strategies to achieve this, so I'll give you 3 different tips based on how Etsy's algorithm works to help you get your products shown to the highest number of relevant buyers. So first, Etsy wants new sellers to have a fair shot at ranking on the first page of Etsy. So for the first 30 days after creating your shop, your products are going to get an automatic boost in the Etsy algorithm. It's crucial to use this time to your advantage. So you want to post high quality products as frequently as possible in your first month on Etsy. I've got a step-by-step tutorial where I walk you through exactly what to do day by day to get your first 100 sales in 30 days. I'll link that in the description box below this video as well. I highly recommend watching that video before you launch your shop. That way you can make sure that you're taking full advantage of that 30-day window, and you can make the most of that opportunity to quickly become a top seller in your niche. My second Etsy algorithm tip is to make sure that you're using the right keywords and integrating them into your Etsy listings the right way. Keywords are essentially the individual words and phrases that are used in your Etsy listing titles, descriptions, and tags. When customers type in a search query into the Etsy search bar, the algorithm analyzes the keywords that are in the customer's search and uses them to find the most relevant and high quality products for the customer. So it's super important that you know exactly what your specific customers are typing into the Etsy search bar and that you integrate those keywords correctly into your Etsy listings. Finding proven high traffic keywords is really as simple as using an Etsy seller tool, which I mentioned earlier in this video. But once you've got those keywords, you need to make sure that you utilize them correctly. Of course, the exact keywords that you want to use in your products is going to vary from product to product, but a general rule of thumb for each product is to make sure that you're using the same high-ranking keywords in the title, description, and tags of that product. Also, you want to make sure that the first few lines of your product description description essentially rephrases every single keyword that's in the title for that product. And you also want to make sure that your product titles are easy to read and easy for your buyers to understand. So this whole concept of finding the highest ranking keywords and using them strategically in your Etsy listings is called SEO, or search engine optimization. This is sort of my secret weapon that allows me to make money selling digital products without paying for Etsy ads and without ever spending time promoting my products on social media or anywhere else. I'd have to make a series of videos in order to thoroughly explain how to master Etsy SEO. So if you want a more in-depth video about that topic, let me know in the comments. Okay, so we've covered the fundamentals on how to start your Etsy shop strategically. So now I'm going to answer some frequently asked questions that I've seen in my comments about Etsy and digital products. All right, so question number 1. Do you need an audience to start a successful Etsy shop? So no, you do not need an audience in order to successfully sell digital products on Etsy. Like I said, when I started my Etsy shop, I was a full-time teacher. I didn't even have this YouTube channel, and my Etsy shop is fully anonymous, so I don't share it or promote it to my audience. In fact, I don't have any social media channels to promote my Etsy shop. As long as you utilize the right SEO strategies, you don't have to worry about promoting your shop in order to get sales, because the Etsy algorithm will do all the heavy lifting for you and it'll promote your products to the right people. Another frequently asked question that I get is, how much does it actually cost to start an Etsy shop? So as much as I'd like to give you a straightforward answer, I can't, because my answer is almost certainly going to be wrong. When I started my shop, it didn't cost anything to actually open the shop, but since then Etsy has implemented a one-time fee, which I've heard can range from anywhere from $15 to $30. I'm not sure exactly why this fee varies for different people. What I will say is that Etsy's fee for opening your shop is super reasonable, especially compared to the subscription-based monthly fees that a lot of other selling platforms charge. Also, luckily, as a digital product seller, you don't have to worry about like buying materials to create your products. You don't have to pay for shipping, and all of your overhead costs are really, really low. I don't really know of any other type of business that you can start for less than $100. And even though it was free for me to start my Etsy shop back when I started it, I was literally so broke that I had to pay the listing fee, which was 20 cents per item listing, on my credit card. And since then, I've made tens of thousands of dollars on Etsy selling digital products. And again, I've been living rent-free ever since. So don't let this one-time fee scare you away from getting started if this is something that you're passionate about. I've got tons of tutorials on my channel, tons of guides for you. I've even got a website with free articles and guides. So you've got everything that you need in order to actually be successful on Etsy at your fingertips. But like I mentioned earlier, it's actually a really good strategy to kind of hold off on opening your Etsy shop. If you're a complete beginner, you can stick around, explore my channel, explore my website, which I'll link in the description below. Learn as much information as you can about launching on the right foot. That way, when you launch your shop, you can rest assured that your investment is going to pay off. Another question that I've seen a few times in my comments is, do you need an LLC to start an Etsy shop? So before I answer this, let me start off by saying that I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. I'm just speaking from my own experience as an Etsy seller. Also, I'm pretty sure this does not apply to entrepreneurs outside of the US. Okay, so now to actually answer the question. So Etsy does not require you to have an LLC or any other type of business license to actually open your shop. So each year, Etsy sends its sellers a tax form called a 1099-K. That form is designed for self-employed people and independent contractors, and you'll be able to use that form to file your taxes and make sure that you're compliant with everything. You're only actually going to get this form if you reach the threshold, which I think varies from state to state. There's a certain amount of money that you have to make in order to be obligated to report it. So to my knowledge, having an LLC is more about protecting yourself financially and legally. It's like a legal thing that's designed to separate you and your assets from your business and your business's assets, but it's not necessary to have an LLC in order to have an Etsy shop. I personally wouldn't worry too much about that at all, especially when you're just getting started, because starting your LLC is just going to be an extra expense. Instead, you should just focus on your shop and focus on generating income. And then once you succeed and you decide that you want to grow and scale your shop, then you can explore your options as far as what type of business you want to start in order to get the most tax deductions, the most benefits, and the best legal protections. Most community colleges actually offer free business counseling. So once you get your Etsy shop up and running for like 6 months to a year, you can look into some free business counselors in your area with your local community college, and you can make sure that you're getting professional advice that is tailored tailored to your unique situation and the region that you're in. All right, this next question I've seen a lot in my comments recently, and it is, can you sell Canva templates on Etsy with a free Canva account? So at the time that I'm filming this video, it is totally possible to create designs with the free version of Canva, and you can sell those designs on Etsy. So with the free version of Canva, you can create things like printable worksheets, printable posters and art, digital ebooks, and print-on-demand products like t-shirts and mugs using the free version of Canva. But if you want to sell designs that your customers can actually customize, like birthday or wedding invitations, for that you'll need the pro version of Canva because you'll need to generate a template link. It's very important that you generate a template link when you're creating Canva templates, because if you just share your regular link to your design, when customers make changes to their design, those changes will be reflected on your original design and then as well on the designs of all of your other customers. The first time I ever sold a Canva template on Etsy, I messed this up big time, and I got a bunch of messages from confused buyers, and it was super chaotic and stressful. I still get anxiety thinking about it right now. So I have 2 different videos on my channel where I walk you through the importance of the template link, and I explain it in further detail and I show you exactly how to create one. It's super easy, it's just about clicking the right button. So if you want to sell Canva templates specifically, make sure that before you actually post your product that you check out one of those videos. All right, now for the final frequently asked question, how much money can you actually make selling digital products on Etsy? So different niches have different potential when it comes to how much money you can actually make selling each individual product. Different types of products have different levels of demand from buyers, competition from sellers, and then there's also different acceptable price points for specific types of products. Also, because of the nature of digital products, with the right niche, you're going to be able to grow your revenue on your shop overall relatively quickly, because as you add new products to your shop and those begin to sell, your old products will continue to sell. So each new product has the potential to add to your overall monthly revenue. So just to give you an idea of realistic revenue potential for different niches, I'm going to show you some data that I found using Profittree, which is the Etsy seller tool that I used, but I'm going to be blurring the exact names of the shops out to protect these sellers. So this first shop here, which sells printable home decor designs, they started their shop 6 months ago, and we can see here that they're generating just over $2,500 a month in passive income. This shop here sells event printables, so like invitations for weddings and baby showers and things like that, and this shop is generating just over $10,400 a month. And then this shop, which sells a variety of different kid-related printables, so worksheets, lesson plans, birthday invitations, and decor, they're generating just over $6,600 a month. If you want to watch the deep dive where I explore different types of digital products, find best-selling product ideas, and reveal the monthly revenue for individual products as well as for the shops overall in different niches, you can stick around for the digital product crash course video, which is going to pop up at the end of this one. If you want to see the details about my own earnings in my first year of selling digital products, I'll make sure to link that video at the end of this one as well. If you've got any lingering questions or if there's anything that you want me to cover in a future video, feel free to let me know in the comments. I regularly add videos based on the questions that I get in my comments to my free digital product course over on my channel. So if you want to learn everything that you need in order to start a successful online business for free, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you never miss a future video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.